In the first session, we actually discussed about the monolithic architecture, disadvantages, and why we need microservices architecture here. So now we will look the microservices architecture, and we will see what are the advantages of this particular architecture as to the monolithic architecture. So in microservices, basically, as you can see the diagram, we have a user interface here. So the user interface, it can be a web-based client, or it can be a mobile-based client, or it can be a REST API call or any other call. So there may be a different type of client. So whenever they will request, as you can see, we have lot of microservices here. So in this case, if you see, there are five microservices. So basically, why we move it from monolithic to microservice architecture? So as you know, in monolithic architecture, in the future, when you want to change the code, you need to deploy the entire code base, and it will take time and cost. It will affect time and cost. But in microservice architecture, suppose you want to change this particular microservice is suppose a search functionality of a e-card application. So if you want to scale this particular microservice service, then you only need to scale this the first microservice, which is our search page service. So we can make multiple server of that particular service. We not need to we don't need to scale up all these other app microservices. So that is one advantages over the monolithic architecture, because if you want only a single particular microservices we need to scale up, then is it good service in microservice, so that we can scale it up, and we the client need not to pay for the other services, because we what we are doing, we are only scaling up in one microservice. So this is the first advantage over the monolithic architecture. The other one is this: suppose we need to change some logic here in microservice. So what we'll do, we will change only this particular microservice, and we will test and deploy this. We need not to change everything in other microservice, and we need not to deploy this, because it totally independent. It we can say it's loose coupled. But in case of monolithic architecture, everything is dependent on each other, and it's a highly dependent. So that's the one more advantages, because if you in future, if you want to change one of the microservice programming language, suppose you written this particular service in Java, but in future if you want to write it in any other programming language like and Python or any other language, then you can do this, because these two services are independent, programming independent to each other. They will only communicate through REST APIs. So in REST APIs, we have a request response kind of thing that we will see in the future videos, future sessions. But as of now, you can understand, or you can assume it as we this particular microservice may have a different technology. This particular microservice may have a different technology. So that's the one more advantages over the uh, monolithic architecture. So as you see here, we have a different database also here. So every microservice has a database. In this particular case, it's not same for all the microservices architecture, but in this particular case, if you see, we have three database here. So that actually depend on the use case. When you design the application, that we can decide at the time of designing the architecture of the application, whether we want more than one database or how many database actually we want. That depends on the functionality to functionality. So here we are creating three database also. So if you see in the previous diagram, we have only one database, so the traffic in one database is much higher as compared to here, and the locking problem in this particular architecture on the database will occur more often as compared to this, because these all threes are independent, and we can these three microservices, they are independently communicating to these databases. So that is one more advantage actually in microservice, because we may think like that, if in the monolithic architecture in some time we got a lock problem in the database, because there are so many requests hitting in a particular table at that time, and there are some other table which dependent on that, so that case also, it sometimes the lock can make a problem. But in this particular architecture, every service is independent, so it is also as performance wise and as lock wise it is also useful. But it doesn't mean we will not encounter lock issues in such microservice application. We can also encounter in such in some cases, but as compared to monolithic it will be less chance to encounter such a issue. So this is one more advantage over the monolithic architecture. So basically we have 3 to 4 main advantages over the monolithic architecture as we have discussed. Now we'll discuss about the what are the challenges we are facing while we are creating microservices architecture. So if you see there arrows, we have arrows, different arrows here. If you see when how these microservices actually communicate, because we have, suppose we have 100 of microservices, so every service is need to communicate with other service. Like in a, if you take example of e-cart application, so there we have a search page, then after that searching we need to go to catalog service where we have a product, then we have order service, then we need to send that particular request to order, and then payment, and then delivery. So all these services are actually intercommunication is there, so we need to also take care about those intercommunication between the services. So that is one challenge in microservice. The other challenge is we have a different database. So when we have a different database and one service is dependent to another microservice, in if you see the product and the order service, so both are dependent. If you have a product and if you order that particular product, so there is a we can say there is a link between, there is a relationship between those database. So we need to also maintain that particular relation, and we can also say that the transaction, how we handle the transactions in microservices architecture. So that kind of challenge we have also. The other challenges and the other advantages we'll discuss in the next session. See you.